How we doing, guys? My name is Will, and we are back with a different game this time. This is a game called This Is the Police, and the objective of this game is to earn $500,000 in 180 days. In my last playthrough, I only made it to day 10 before the mayor arrested me. So it is a story-driven game. It is quite fun. Unfortunately, I just lost my last little playthrough when I was trying to remember exactly how to play this game. It's been a while since I bought it. Haven't really touched it in a couple months, but it is on Steam. Pick it up if you like it, and we're gonna hop right into it. Starting a game. Yep, because I lost, so that doesn't matter. So like I said, story-driven game. Lots of cutscenes. It's got a very unique art style, but it kind of fits our management theme, as you have to manage police officers and stuff like that. So Mayor Rogers, sex maniac, confirms rumor of Jack Boyd's resignation. Basically, the previous mayor is retiring or resigning. Might have to turn down the audio just a little bit. It's a little loud.
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freeburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher. This is the first time I'm afraid of those answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell. Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm gonna have to do something. I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them.
So the cutscenes are quite lengthy in this game. It does have a nice story behind it, but it's the same story every time.
I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
Alrighty, so this is kind of where we get to choose our own backstory type of deal. Alright, yesterday the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise? Did you know about it in advance? And you can pick any of these options. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. Mayor Rogers is a dishonorable, corrupt politician. He's been waiting for an opportunity to get rid of me. Do you already know the name of your successor? Alright, no, I think it's a new man. I'll be a department veteran. Who cares? Let's go with who cares, just to be that guy. I've done my job and I'm just about finished with it, so my only interest will be cigars and jazz, and I frankly don't care who takes my place. After the recent corruption scandal, your duty, Francis Kendrick, said he was looking forward to resigning. If the mayor offered him your position, would that change his mind? Who cares? That's his business, not mine. Ask him yourself. Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe that the police are cooperating with the mafia. Do you have anything to say about this? Bullshit. Excuse me, that's a pile of horseshit. The mafia and the police working together. Maybe if they're in cahoots with the aliens, the mafia are a bunch of low-life criminals. How about someone ask a real question? You think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? Probs. It's often difficult to say what guides policy decisions. Thanks. You betcha. You betcha, boys.
How's the back today, Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick.
That was my secretary, I assume. I love the art style of this game. I like games that have really different art styles from the mainstream.
As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell. White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
What a
Soon
dick.
enough, I won't be here at all.
Got a point.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and quiet for the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon. "180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me. I have a new assistant, Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy man."
I'll do my best.
"And quit smoking at the office. One of my friends will be using it soon."
Roll. Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number.
Jesus.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
That's awkward, huh? Alright, I think we actually get to play now. So, head of culture, department, town, villa in Italy. Civil servants' wages won't be raised, blah, blah, blah. No mafia comment. Day 2. Like I said, I haven't really been able to do a whole lot just yet, but hopefully.
Cops don't use the police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
Already finished. Alright. So this is just basically asking if I want the tutorial or not, and I've already done most of it, so I'm gonna say no. I'm a police chief, don't want your dirty advice. Okay. So these are our regular duty police officers. These numbers up here is their I think it's their professionalism, so it's how well they will do at their job. So these are our regular police officers. We're currently at shift B. There's a shift A and a shift B, and both have different officers working. And these three people here are going to be our detectives. I don't like that we have a detective named Mole. I think that's conspicuous. But let's get started. Hopefully it throws us into that. Yep, okay. So this is going to be our actual gameplay here, minus the cigar sticking out of the top of it. There we go. And conveniently, he stuck the cigar on the police station here. Alrighty, so this is the first little bit of gameplay. You can see we have $24. So this is a something that we have to respond to, and we have a certain amount of time to send somebody there. And it's a management style game, so you don't want to send ideally you don't want to send all your people out at once. So we're going to send a very inexperienced cop and a more experienced cop to this thing here. Married couple exited convenience store, saw a van in the parking lot, run over a homeless man. Alright, so we're going to send some cops to investigate. Alright, we got a fight at the theater, so we're going to send out a couple more. I like to send an inexperienced and an experience. And we're going to get, so these are going to be our calls that pop up. That's what that is these here. We're also going to get messages and other things that we might have to send SWAT for, or something like that. These bars, when they go up, that's them going to the event. When they're coming down, that's them coming back. And once they finish, we'll get a report, just like this. We'll click that, and it'll tell us what happened. So the offender escaped, officers unharmed. So we lost a little bit there, unfortunately. Some of it's just kind of random. Some of it depends on how many officers you send, how much experience you send. Alright, offender caught, officers unarmed, civilian killed. They're gonna lose stuff. I don't know how they killed somebody in a fight. That's unfortunate. Alright, so we got an armed robbery, so we're gonna send a couple officers down here. Teenagers armed with shotgun robbed a videotape store, made off their whole collection of adult movies. That's funny. Alright, send a couple there. Got another fight, and this is an issue. So, I could send one officer, or since I have 17 seconds, I'm going to wait until this officer gets back. So we can send a couple more. Sending one officer when it wants to is usually... I mean, you can do it if it's a more senior officer, but I always like to fill them out. Unless there's a reason why you can't. We got an assault in the ghetto over here, so this one wants 3 officers. I think in my first playthrough I fired Price really quick, because she's pretty inept. And pretty useless, unfortunately. Alrighty, so this is a little prompt that we got. This is at the armed robbery in the suburb. The vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sounds of moaning and laughter can be heard through the living room window. So we have a couple of options. We can turn on the siren and loudspeaker and shout that the house is surrounded, sneak into the house through an open window, knock on the door, open up police. So each of these is going to have a different reaction. If you pick the wrong one, you could accidentally kill somebody and lose reputation, or you can give away, you know, whichever. See, I usually tend to pick the most conservative one. If I were to pick this and they were getting robbed, they could shoot at me and I could get killed. That's no fun. So we're going to go with this one for now. I think that's going to be the safest. Yep, offender caught, officers unarmed. Beautiful. We didn't kill anybody, so they got +10 to their professionalism. Awesome. Alright, see what we got next. So the day cycle is an entire 24-hour period before we go to next. Okay, here's the report for our fight. Offender caught, officer unharmed. Perfect, we got some stuff there. And anything else gonna come up? Okay, we got our report for our assault case. Offender caught, officers unarmed. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, what else we got? So the goal is to get to 500,000. We have 180 days to do that. If you fail for whichever reason, so the last one I failed for not listening to the mayor and he put me in jail. We're gonna end the day here real quick. You also fail. You lose for not listening to the mayor when he puts you in jail. Obviously, for whichever reason you're removed from duty, you make a wrong choice, get caught in a corruption scandal, something like that. Obviously, not good. You want to make that entire 180 days. Earn that 500 grand in any way possible.
Used to be, when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise.
That's how you win.
Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand.
Alrighty.
Christopher G. Sand.
Nope, we're not done yet.
Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes... In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people...
Alright, so you guys get the idea. Basically, he's a bad guy. Don't work for him too much. Let's see. Francis Kendrick announces retirement. So that's the ghost guy that they were talking about. Legendary singer comes. Who cares? Construction of cinema museum postponed again. That's just some random stuff that's happening in your city. He always has to start his truck 3 times before it starts. Which is annoying. I wish they wouldn't do that every time. Alright, this guy didn't come into work today, so sometimes you'll have that. This guy, so I was just about to say, sometimes they'll ask for days off, and you can tell them yes, you can tell them no. That affects how they're feeling, which is this bar on the side here. So, say it's going to rain today, I might have very weak immune systems. I'm afraid I might get sick. No, you're not going home because you're afraid you might be sick. Alright, so we have some stripes to hand out, which is just promotions. So as you can see, this guy here is already promoted. This is a good way to boost up their their egos and stuff, and you can apply it to any of these guys. So we're going to give it to this guy here, and we'll give it to our detective to bump them up in professionalism. Start the day, as you notice up there, it was Shift A. This is another thing you can do. You can add a random record here. There's only, what is that, 6, I think? 1, 2, 3, 4, nope, 5, yeah, 6. And they're all just kind of jazzy, like 20s style music. So click on here, throw that up top there, and we got a nice little song to listen to. Kind of hear in the background, little piano noise. Alright, so this is how you can change that at any time if you don't happen to like your song there. These are your affairs. You can go back to the police station, change your roster up, stuff like that. Alright, we got a vandalism call here. We're going to send a couple guys here. We're going to send some lower ones on that. It shouldn't be too difficult. If they screw that up, we have a problem. Alright, businessman Harley Jones looking out his window saw 2 teenagers scratching offensive logos into his new car. So we'll send 2 guys. I don't think we need 3 people for that. Alright, so basically this game you can make your choices on how to earn that 500 grand. So this is how much money we have in our savings account. You can do it all above board, like he said, if you catch all the really bad guys. Or you can take some bribes, work for the mobs, stuff like that. Alright, we got Eddie's Burgers here. Waster's name Milia, reports that she just served a Chicken Eddie and a Diet Coke to a dangerous criminal who she's seen on television just swearing. Culprit is sitting at the window eating a burger. So this is probably a goose egg, but we're going to send 2 people on it. See how that works out. Vandalism report. Dude escaped. Officers unharmed. Lost a little bit there. Offender escape. Officer. Oh man, twice. A little bit just RNG. If we sent some more senior officers, they obviously have a better chance to bring those guys in, but I don't want to waste all my good officers on a vandalism case chasing some kids around. Alright, we got our 2 idiots here that are useless. Yep, okay, so like I said, taken retard officer Frank 0 for the fugitive. Like I said, wild goose chase. Alright. Bouncer stuffed himself with the Mexican food again. Now he can't come in, so this is another option to make some money. So we can send an officer here to bounce for us. And hopefully he'll give us some money for that. But yeah, I mean, this is basically the gist of it. If you don't like the story part, which I'm not a huge fan of, I prefer the management part and the actual playing. Story is nice and neat, but wish there's a little bit more gameplay. But it is fun and interesting, and it keeps you entertained for at least a couple hours at a time. Drug sale. An anonymous call just came in. A clown carrying balloons at the skating rink is selling crack to teenagers. Alright, so we're going to send him on a thing, and we'll send him with. But definitely interesting enough to kill a couple hours of time. I like it. It's pretty cheap. It's only, I think it's on sale for $15 right now on Steam. I'll have to double check on that. I'll link this game down in the description. But if this game seems to fit the kind of games that you like and play, give it a try. It's definitely entertaining enough. Alright, sorry Chief, I quit. In one night I pulled in more cash, so this is another thing that could happen. So this officer quit because he can make more money as a bouncer, and that's unfortunate. Alright, sweet. That guy gave us $4,500 for hiring him, though. Even though he quit. Alright, suicide threat. Naked man carrying a canister of gasoline threatened to set himself on fire unless his favorite chewing gum becomes popular again. Alright, cool. This dude's more than likely going to kill himself. But we'll send a couple guys out there to help him. See if we can take care of that. Alright. Got in the blinds. Getting close to end of day. Alright. Clown is seen making balloons for animals and the kids. Carefully watch the clown from the stands. Take the clown onto the ice and round up any witnesses. Cover up in a raincoat and pretend to be an illicit customer. Alrighty. What should we just watch him and let him sell crack to kids? No, we're going to try to purchase some crack from this guy. Yep. Offender caught. Beautiful. Got a little more professionalism. That's always nice. Alright, report for the suicide threat. Offender caught, officers unharmed. Perfect. Gotta love it. Alright, and that's the end of our day. End the day down here. And he is gone, so I think he just disappears. I don't think we actually have to do anything with him. I think I didn't promote that guy. Alright, end our day here. Got a checkpoint. Alright, reveals his identity when the time is right. Enemy using feminists to destroy Freeburg feminist organization to decide. Denied official registration. Alright, back to the cutscenes.
Whenever I'm alone at home and there's a knock at the door, I always hope it'll be my wife, Laura. She's always forgetting her keys.
Hello, my name is Steve, and you're Jack Boyd, is that right?
To get to my front door, the Bible boys walked about a mile from the local bus stop, jumping over mud puddles and skirting a couple of landfills. Laura doesn't go in for religion either, but according to her, these brave lunatics with their fake smiles deserve at least a minute of attention. She patiently listens to them, asks them questions, regales them with pastries, and never once dropping a hint of condescension. When I watch her do it, I've got to admit it gets me. I'd have hugged those boys, sat with them on the porch and lit up a cigar. But a month after Laura left, all I could do was quietly ask them not to bother me. Today I'm a little rougher still. Shut the door on his nose this time. Another couple weeks at this rate and I'll be greeting anyone who comes close with my service pistol pointed towards the sky, ready to fire my warning shots. In my life, even the basic stuff never goes like it's supposed to. Normally, when a wife is going to leave home, she'll make a scene or at least sit everyone down for a serious conversation. But Laura just disappeared. The children in the stories always stand on the side of the mother, but all three of our sons supported me. The in-laws always blame the husband for making their daughter unhappy. But now Sally, Laura's mother, well, we sort of have a pact. The fellow Laura ran off with is young enough to be her son. I hear he's 30 years old. Of all the possible information a man can know about his wife's lover, I get hit with that. Fortunately, Laura's mother doesn't like the way it sounds either. Sally figures this guy just thought he'd have some fun with a mature woman, but he'll be back chasing college girls before the year is out. So we have an agreement. Sally's gonna track down Laura and try to reason with her, and we'll arrange a meeting. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to not do anything stupid, which of course means anything at all. It's a crazy situation. I'm the police chief, and the person I'm trusting to find my wife is an old woman armed with a phone book. But I can't afford to lose Sally as an ally. So for the moment, I had to swallow my pride.
Hello.
Mrs. Markham, this is Boyd.
Oh, is there any news?
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you found anything? An address, phone number? Have you spoken to her?
Don't worry, Jack. I've narrowed the range to 2 suspects, or whatever you like to say at your police building.
At my police building, we find people faster than a funny old woman chirping on the phone with my wife's girlfriends.
Oh, you're an old man, Jack. Come to your senses. They'd give us straight odds on the street. But I've got more energy, Jack. Maybe you think I'm a foolish old woman, but I go to my book club, argue with the girls about Byron, and it gives me energy. I talk to my dogs, and it gives me energy.
Oh, so she's
you
crazy.
Have nothing, Jack. You don't even have a hobby. You got no passion. It's why Laura left you.
Let's not go back into that, Sally. Find my wife, and we can discuss my hobbies later. I'm waiting for your call, and my patience is running thin. Laura, if you've stopped loving me, I'll let you go. I can't expect the impossible from you. Just don't let me die out here, okay?
Alrighty, day 3. Or no, day 5. Day 5? I don't even know what day it is. Alright, back to shift B. We'll go with this one for now. Throw him in. Alrighty, and actually we're right about at that 30-minute mark, so I'm going to wrap up this episode here. Can I pause it? Alright, there we go, we're paused. Wrap it up here. I don't want to lose because I'm talking to you guys. If you like this game, you like what it looks like, you want to see a couple more episodes of this, or you want to know anything more about it, hit up that comment section and let me know what you think. Personally, not a huge fan of the really long cutscenes like that. I'd rather just be a real quick cutscene if they're going to do anything like that, or at least let me have some kind of interaction in it, and that's unfortunate that is not the case. But yeah, let me know what you think. Hit me up in those comments. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, 2-4.
Damn, James, how you still alive must be a miracle. Man, I guess so. I'm not quite sure, I'm not quite done. But my mother said I'ma be famous. Young Neo white up in the Matrix, and I'm pulling up on every agent. Every shot you point is pointless. My diet skills be amazing. Movie, living, motion picture on par with Paramount. Said fuck bars, I ain't played that. I'm writing screenplays, bitch. Let me show you what I'm really about. Close lips around the parakeets. Can't trust off once appearances. Ain't apparently, cause that's apparent shit. Ain't nobody out here playing me.